This episode of Roddy Radio is brought to you by Yessi, Puerto Vallarta Mexican Restaurant and Bar. They have tacos, tienen carnes asadas, pollo a la crema, enchiladas, burritos. They also have seafood such as camarones a la diabla. That's the kind of stuff that can really re-energize even the weakest part of your body, if you know what I mean. And of course, they do have a full-service bar. Go ahead and check them out. Happy hour is from 4 to 6 p.m. at that bar, serving up some of the best drinks here in Southeast Idaho. They are located at 2668 East Sunnyside Road in Ammon. That's in the same plaza as Brolim's. Go check them out. Go have a meal. Go have a drink. Tell these guys that Roddy Radio sent you. Just so they know that the advertising is working. They continue to support the show. We really appreciate them supporting the show. But let's go ahead and get started. That's the intro music right there that I'm hoping you can hear. And this is Roddy Radio. And today we have a very special guest, Maria. Is that right?
Maria Hernandez.
Maria Hernandez from Yessi, Puerto Vallarta, who is our new sponsor on the show. Been sponsoring us for a couple of weeks now, for about a month now. And we're here at the restaurant itself. Smells delicious here, but they're closing up, they're cleaning up. Just had the last few customers leave. White customers. You guys do you think it's mostly white people that come eat here?
Yes, mainly.
Yeah.
I would say 80%.
80%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, it's the tacos is all I've ever eaten, because when we used to play over, when you guys were over at the castle.
Yes.
And we used to play there. That's lo que comíamos ahí, tacos, and so those were always delicious. So.
Yes, the street tacos are very popular here.
And then you guys have a full bar too, so that's always good too.
Beer, wine, and liquor.
Liquor is the big one.
Lots of tequila and wine, whiskey and everything.
Yeah, very few places have liquor license around here.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. I was going to tell you what I was reading before we got settled down. There's a guy in Colorado who was recently, it says the 33-year-old man who was sober after a time in rehab was just 15 minutes into his first day on the job before wood allegedly got caught under his court-ordered ankle monitor and he was dragged into a wood chipper. He almost died. They had to cut his leg off. Look at that.
Oh, my gosh.
But he was barely sober. He was still on probation, had the ankle monitor.
Wow.
And that made a piece of wood catch him on the ankle monitor and pull him in the machine.
Crazy.
That fucked up. You ever seen any accidents like that?
In real life, no.
No? Mm-hmm. You ever work in anything like that where it's dangerous?
No, thank God. I get petrified to see blood. It makes me nervous.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not bad.
I just start
blood.
Shaking.
But I'm bad with like needles. I can't see a needle go into skin.
No, blood is my problem.
Blood messes you up. That's bad.
Yep.
But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the business a little bit. So how long has this restaurant been around?
Well, our family restaurant has been around for almost 30 years.
Wow.
We've been in different locations. We've had about 4 or 5 different locations all at once, and then it went down to just 2, and then eventually just 1. So we are the only Puerto Vallarta in town now, and we've been in town for a long, long time.
When was that boom when you had 5 going on at once?
That was in between 2009, 10, and 11.
Okay, so those were like the booming years.
And then when we moved over to the castle, which was the Anderson location, business was really, really good. And then after COVID, it kind of, I don't know, it lost a lot of clientele. I don't know why, but it was really hard to stay open. And then we decided to move to the other side of town, which seemed like it was a better location at that time because it's more traffic and obviously, it's a smaller building and easier to take care of customers.
That big castle building, that was a fairly large building.
Very big, yeah. And we used to keep it super busy and full all the time, and then all of a sudden it started decreasing. And then with COVID,
COVID just killed
a lot of
businesses.
people just were really slow and couldn't stay open. And also a lot of people, we used to get our business mainly from the INL, and a lot of people took early retirement, and
Oh.
a lot of people were working from home. So our main traffic at lunch hour was really, really slow.
Yeah.
And then we, like I said, we ended up closing that one to come to the other side of town and, just.
Did you guys come close to closing for good? Just calling it quits, or?
We did because of a loss in our family, and it was a very, very big loss. But then we sat down and talked about it, and we said, well, she would have wanted us to keep going, and that's why we named it Yessi Puerto Vallarta, because that was her, the owner of the restaurant. And so
That's what I wanted to ask about too, because I know that's what it's Yessi Puerto Vallarta. Yessi, who passed away. That was about the time she passed away. Was
yes,
right
she
around
passed
20.
away right after COVID.
Okay. Yeah. See, and I never met her. I believe she was ill by the time I was playing with Adictos, and so we used to play at that location a lot.
Yeah.
And so I knew of her, but I never actually met her.
Okay.
But it's like everything you heard was like good things about her. You know, it's one of those people.
Yep.
And so,
Yep. She was the face of. Well, first it was me, because I've been around ever since the restaurant opened. My ex-husband and I opened, and then when the kids grew up, then my husband started to get pretty sick and decided that he needed a break, so he gave it to daughter to run, and she was doing a really good job with the business, and everybody liked her a lot, and she really knew what she was doing. But then, things get in the way of life.
yeah, yeah. That's what little Agustina has told me about her. Just that she always kind of had the plan. She was the one with the ideas, with the vision for a lot of the things.
Always looking for something new to do in the business.
That's cool. And so it's a real shame that she passed, but it seems that you guys have bounced back from that.
And it was hard, but life goes on.
Yeah. And so that's definitely a passing of a leader like that. It's hard to surpass. So, so, but I'm glad you guys are here. Like, like that castle building that used to be, when I was a kid, it was Remo's, some fancy restaurant.
It used to be Italian.
Yeah,
yes.
Was it Italian? I remember I would hear about it on the radio.
Yeah.
Like I used to listen. Remember we used to have like a lot of oldie stations. There's no good oldie stations anymore.
Yeah.
But I used to listen I think 94.9.
Yeah.
Was the oldie station, and they would always, like, for Valentine's Day, they would give away free dinners at Remo's and all this stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, why do you think there's no good oldie stations around here anymore?
You know what? I really don't listen to the radio a lot. I do like oldies, but I don't listen to the radio anymore. And I really enjoyed the music. I think it's Classy 97
Classy
or something
97,
like that.
yeah.
They play pretty good music there. And then there's another one that I can't think of the name of it right, or what it's called right now, but they play pretty good oldies as well.
Yeah.
But I think this town might need a new station for that, because I think they're getting to think that there's not enough audience, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why. But every time I'm going through the radio looking for something to listen to, it's really hard to find anything that I'm interested in.
It's kind of the same on every station, is what I feel like.
Yes. Now they don't play good music.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be like, I don't like this one, but this one might, and you'd switch and you hear the same song like on three different stations at the same time.
Yeah.
But I listen to Classy 97 too. When I switched from Z103 to Classy, that's when I realized I was getting old. I was like,
yeah.
They play the stuff from 20 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that shit when I was in high school.
Yeah. But it was good music.
Yeah.
Really good music. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, back when I was a little kid, that's all I listened to was the oldies, 94.9. Just listen to Paul Harvey in the mornings.
Oh yeah, he was good.
And it was stuff like that. And I think stuff like that really is like what feeds into. If you talk to anybody that does podcasting, I think they'll tell you, one or two different radio people that they listen to. Howard Stern, or is a lot for everybody. But I liked Paul Harvey's stuff a lot.
Yeah,
too.
He was pretty interesting to listen to.
I liked listening to that. That was my alarm clock when I was a kid. And I'd be lying in bed listening to him. When that was over, that meant time to actually get up. So
how neat.
I remember stuff like that,
Yeah.
But so when was it? When did the business actually start? The restaurant. When did you guys open the first restaurant?
It's exact date. I know it was in May of 2005, maybe, or 6. Okay. It would be pretty close to 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And we've been in this location 4 years already.
Has it been 4 years?
Yes,
It has.
and so a lot of people think that we closed because we didn't. At the beginning we advertised a little bit, but we don't do a lot of advertising. So a lot of people that used to like our restaurant a lot, that were regulars, lost track of us.
They just think you're
But
gone.
yeah, so I think some are finding us slowly, but it's taking this long to find us, and I don't know why, but yeah, we are still here, and we still have the same good food that we had when we first opened, and it's all the original recipes that we had. The salsa's the same as it's always been, and
What's been like your big dish, your big seller since the beginning?
our big seller is the fajitas. And
Ever since then until now.
lately though, I've had a lot of people order more the pollo a la crema than the fajitas. But those two kind of are the most popular
They're
ones
kinda
in the
head and head.
restaurant, yeah. And obviously our tacos. Our
Yeah.
tacos are becoming very popular. Within the last year, I think our tacos went up to almost number one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the street tacos that we sell, and I mean, we have them in all kinds of meats, and they come either in a plate with your rice and beans, or they just come by themselves. If you just want to get a couple tacos, you can just order two.
Yeah.
But they've been really popular.
And it's and always kind of innovating. I know you guys have. Did you say molcajete last time? I was here?
Yes, our molcajete, we have one that has just steak and chicken, or we have the one that comes with the chicken, steak, and shrimp.
Nice. Yeah.
And they are really good, and it's a big serving. Like if there's a person that has a big appetite, one of those will fill them up for sure.
Yeah.
If you're not a big eater, you two people can eat
That's
off
like a
of that.
shareable thing, yeah.
Yep,
If there's
yep.
like two of you. If you
But it's a
bring a
really
date or
good
something.
season in there, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And as far as the bar, that's happy hours. What, 4 to 6?
So we are doing happy hour from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And all of our beers on draft is $2. The bottles are $1 off, and the margaritas are $5.99.
Yeah, the margarita's a big hit.
They are
I would
pretty.
imagine.
Yes, they are very good margaritas. Yep.
I gotta come in here and get drunk one day.
Yes.
Sauced. Get fucked up.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
But unless you guys, hopefully you guys don't kick me out. But
No.
and so what are the goals now? Like, what looking forward? What are you guys looking to do with the
Our
restaurant?
goal is maybe to just, maybe get all of our customers that we had before COVID back in the building, to come back and give us another try to, experience the food that we have, that we've always had, and the flavor of our food. And, I'm sure as soon as they walk in the restaurant, they'll find it's a calm atmosphere. It's open, but, everybody pretty much can have a good dinner without having a lot of noise around them, because most of the time is people keep their voice where you can have a good conversation, not feel like somebody's overwhelming you on the other side or
Doesn't
whatever.
get too
But
super loud.
yeah, so we do have a really good atmosphere here, and I think the service, it would be the best, not the best, but it's pretty, I would say it's pretty good.
It holds
I
its
mean,
own.
compared to other restaurants, I think it adds up to the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be nice.
You got your cheerleader going on right now?
Yeah, I see that. He needs to come up here, huh?
Corrió.
Yeah. Yeah, so we just want, customers to come in and try us again. And it's the old Puerto Vallarta that's been around forever.
Yeah. Agustin's over here, mocking you. He doesn't want to get on. He says he doesn't know English. Is that right? I say I don't know English too. To be
He
fair.
says, I don't speak English.
I always tell my daughters to order my food at restaurants and stuff. Because I don't want to. And I'm just like, I just don't know English. But did you get raised knowing English? And
No, as a matter of fact, I came from Mexico when I was 12 years old, and I grew up in Seattle. So
Seattle.
I went to school there for 6, 7 years, and then a couple years of college, and then we just ended up buying restaurants and started our business. And
nice.
that I've been in the restaurant business ever since I was about 25 years old.
Wow.
So it's been a long time.
It's been a minute. What part of Mexico are you from then?
a town close to Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Jalisco.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you were raised then mostly in Seattle. When did you come to Idaho?
We came to Idaho when we opened. Well, no, we started out in Butte, Montana,
Oh, really?
and we were there for a year with our business, and it was, business there was super good, but I didn't really care for Montana, and so we decided to come to Idaho Falls because it was more. I fell in love with Idaho Falls
Yeah.
the first time I came to visit, and I told my family we're just going to move to sell this business and move to Idaho Falls and open a business there. And we met this really, really nice real estate agent that was here in Idaho Falls, and he used to work for a company back then. I don't remember what the name of it is, but he helped us out, so much. He helped us find a building, which we started out at the Fremont location over by the Fremont Park. And so we were there for almost 11 years in that building. And
Wow.
it was a very, very, very nice building to run. And then we just went to the other sides of town.
Just kind of back and forth like that, huh?
Yeah.
Now, restaurants in Montana, Mexican restaurants in Montana, I think always do.
There's hardly any.
So whenever one pops up, though, it always seems to be very popular.
Yeah, we were like, when we arrived there, I think we were like the talk of the town because, there was nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was there was Taco John's and I don't know where else, but everybody that came in the restaurant said, "Oh yeah, this is nothing compared to that Mexican food."
Like real Mexican stuff.
That's what they said
Yeah.
because back in the days, I think Butte, Montana is more of a community where they don't like variety, and they like to keep it simple, and the people that live there have to live there so that everybody kind of knows each other
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So,
that's kind of the feel anywhere in Montana. And then as far as restaurants, it's all steakhouses and,
yep.
and just that. I was born in Dillon. We lived in
Oh wow.
lived in Wisdom, Montana, till I was 6 years old. And that's when
Oh.
we came here to Idaho. But
Yeah.
yeah, we used to go to Butte all the time. And,
Yeah. It's
and
pretty
so-
close to Butte, like
and
an
so-
hour away, huh?
Yeah, and and that's part of why we moved here, was just because everything was so far away. We'd go grocery shopping. It was a 2-hour trip there, 2-hour trip back.
Yeah.
My older brothers were about to start high school, so they were gonna have to get up like at 4 a.m. to catch a bus, and then
Oh
be
my
home
gosh.
like at 5 in the
That gets
evening.
old.
So my parents were like, "Yeah, let's go somewhere
Yeah.
and we had family here, so it's like let's just go somewhere where it's a little more
Yeah.
simple."
That's good.
And I don't know, is that why you? Because Montana's a gorgeous state. It's gorgeous to look at, but to live in is a little rougher.
No, I just liked Idaho Falls a lot. So
You just liked it a lot better than.
I just said that's gonna be where I'm gonna go.
That's good. Yeah, and so you don't see yourself like ever leaving this area?
Eventually, maybe down the road when we don't have the business anymore, that we decide to retire.
Like retirement years?
Yeah,
maybe go
we'll
also?
probably in the wintertime go south or something, but
Yeah.
probably we're pretty well established here with our home and everything. So I think this is what we're gonna call home for a while.
That's good.
Yep.
That's good. I love it here too.
Yep.
It's like I can't picture myself living anywhere else. So.
No, yeah, it's a small town, but everybody's pretty friendly, and
Yeah.
you get around everywhere pretty quick. You don't have to worry about traffic, and that's a plus because when
Yeah.
you go down to Salt Lake City or California, all those long lines in the freeway are so awful.
Where you're just stopped on the off ramp and on the on ramp, just
It is frustrating.
we don't get that, and I think that's why I like it so much here, because we have enough of the city life. We have stores and restaurants and everything available that a city
There's
has,
plenty.
but without the hassle of a city.
Yep.
And it's still fairly small. We still, for the most part, know each other, or at least sometimes even just, I've seen that dude before. I know who he is.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
but-
what I like about it too.
Which is pretty cool. But so was Seattle like that at all, or did you not?
Back
like
in the
Seattle?
days, it wasn't that bad. It was just expensive, and there was a lot, to do over there. But nowadays, it's just really, really, really bad. It's almost like L.A. So
Oh, wow.
I would never
You
go
wouldn't
back,
go back
home.
there.
Not
Because
back
it's
there.
not going to be the same as you were
No,
growing up.
I've been away for so long.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to get used to it.
That's the same way. That's like even my mom says that about where she's from in Mexico, in de Romita, Guanajuato. It's like, she's like, if I went back, it's not the same.
No.
She's like, it was a small town when I was growing up, and now it's this big city. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be the same.
That is true.
Like that place I'm from is like no longer exists. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, in a town like this, like you said, everybody's fairly friendly. You don't really, I mean, you don't encounter too much hate or anything. Right now, we're definitely in divisive times.
Yeah.
But I think it's more like you watch the news, and it's a lot more on the news than it is in real life. You come out and it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But you do see a lot of a lot here and there in certain times. But for the most part, you know who you can talk to.
For the most part, it's pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
And pretty easy going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Idaho, just from what I've seen, like on social media and stuff, Idaho kind of gets a bad rep for racism and stuff. And it's like, it's a problem, but it's not like, doesn't make it, it doesn't make it unlivable. Like, I still think it's worth living here. So.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's still a good town to live.
Yeah. Now, and in all these years of having a business, what are some lessons that you've learned throughout the years?
I've learned quite a bit from, being a waitress and being around public, just to treat everybody like the way you would want to be treated. And, that's pretty much it. I mean, I really don't have customers that, are mean to me or give me a hard time. I really have an easygoing job, and it's very delightful to be here, and I just love it. I mean, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that you just treat everybody the same when they walk through that door.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be treated well and, you treat people the same way, and you won't have any problems.
Yeah.
And, our food is pretty well known, and people just know when they come in that they know what they want, and, that makes it easier.
That's good. They know, they come in kind of having a really good idea of what they're going to eat. So.
And a lot of the times customers will come in and say, "Oh my God, I've had such a bad day. I need some comfort food," and here I am.
Yeah. That's awesome. I have a friend of the podcast actually, Maddie Danger, she's big on social media. She has like 27,000 followers and stuff like that. So she's this goth girl, real hot goth girl. She's been on the podcast a couple of times. She drives a Miata. She has a hearse. She has, and like the day I posted the reel announcing that you guys were this new sponsor for the show, the next day she posted a story of her car, and it was parked right out here. And I didn't know it was right out there, but in the background you could hear Mexican music. You could hear a cumbia. Like it was like a 2-second clip, and I kept going back like, what the hell? And so she listens to a lot of like metal and like more alternative stuff. So I messaged her. I'm like, are you listening to cumbia? Like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh well. She's like, well, I saw your reel about the restaurant, so that made me hungry for some Puerto Vallarta, and I went
nice.
in. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I like that they're going in. If we can help a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of people will see this and they'll come back and, give us their business.
Yeah.
And we'd be happy to take care of them.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of lunch specials, and our prices are still very low compared to the other restaurants in town. And I believe our food is pretty consistent and good quality and good portions for the price.
I was going to say the portions. I think the prices are like you said, a little bit lower maybe than a lot of places.
They are a little bit lower, yes.
But as far as with inflation and everything, you can't expect anything to be inexpensive anymore.
Yeah.
But the portions really make it worth it. I think I've seen the plates here pretty.
And we do make
heaping.
everything fresh every day, so it's not food that's been put away for 2-3 days, and so we don't make a lot of it. So just in case we're not too busy, so we don't have to throw it away and waste it. But if we run out of something and we don't have enough time to make it during the day, then we just don't sell it until the next day, so everything is fresh.
So that you're getting something good, which is good. There's been a few times different places where I order. It's always the tongue. It's always the lengua. It's like they like I order a lengua taco and they taste like a fridge. It tastes like it's been in the fridge for days.
There's a lot of items that you cannot resell because you can tell right away.
Yeah. And it's like
I've had my experiences.
If I wanted to eat something that tastes like a fridge, I just stayed home.
I would stay home and just put it in the microwave, right? Yeah.
But so it's good to know that everything's made fresh here.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can smell it. I mean, we're sitting here, you guys are closed, and it still smells amazing. So.
Yep.
So that's good, yeah. So we'll go ahead and start wrapping up. Definitely just want to do a quick show with you guys, just to let people know that you're here, just to let people that know that you guys are part of the show. So I really appreciate you taking the time.
Okay, no, thank you.
But to end the show, we go with
Life
with our
lessons.
valuable life lessons. So something we've learned from the podcast, or something that you want to like maybe just give advice to people as far as what a valuable life lesson is. So the floor is yours for that.
The lesson I've learned is that, if you're happy with what you're doing, that just keep doing it, and if you can improve it, why not, and make it worth being here, and that's about it. Just take advantage of what's in your right there, right now, not tomorrow or before. So that's
Awesome.
the only lesson I've learned.
I like that. That's a good.
Valuable life lessons.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. And and I've just learned that today here, being with you, just how vast the menu is. Like I said, I haven't been in here enough. I'm going to start coming in more. It's definitely like
Okay.
it's just what you said. A lot of when you guys were in that castle building, we all knew you were there. Then it took us all a while to start realizing you're over
Yeah.
here. So it's like
Yeah.
we got to start
So
coming in. And,
hopefully,
having
people
some
hear
meals.
will hear it, and we can see some familiar faces pretty soon.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We'll invite you out. So you guys are, and just so people know, you're in the Sand Creek Commons. You're in the same plaza as Brolim's. What's the address here? I'm pretty sure I've said it on the commercial. I'm looking for it, but it's 2668. And so,
the Brolim's parking and the Brolim's Plaza.
yeah, Brolim's Plaza, the Sand Creek Commons. So come on in, try it out. Let them know that you're coming in because you heard it on the podcast, and that's going to help us out a lot too. So, but I think we'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time,
you.
Maria, tonight.
You're
and
welcome.
we'll talk to you all next time.
Oh, wait.